As you can tell from the look on my face, I'm very excited finally getting to review the Bentley Continental GT. I'm gonna tell you what I like, what I don't like about it. Let's go, tap in. Starting off strong, the color. Bentley itself, with the shape and everything, stands out on its own. It's one of the big body coupes that you just see and gotta just like salute and respect. Big body coupe. It's just shaped differently. And everything about this just feels nostalgic. And then on top of that, just because of the body shape, you can already see the next thing that stands out is its color. And that gold against the black. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much, but it really does stand out, and it just make it look different. I'm not really of a two-tone car guy. Me personally, I probably would have just made the whole thing gold, but I guess the two-tone really makes it stand out and just make it more different as well, on top of the gold lining. Big rims or big wheels, and the shape is just, you just can't go wrong with the Bentley shape. Everything on it is just complimented. It's hard for me to kind of like pinpoint the things that I don't like about the car, because I mean, well, just look at it. Everything on it is just complimented. Big body feel, big on the outside, big on the inside. Unless you're very picky and you really know about cars, then you will see that the headlamps is outdated, and then on the newer version, it only has one light with like a swoop. Then the body design kind of like more tailored to modern days of time. But I feel like this stand out in today's time with the rest of the cars too. I keep reiterating that I just like the big body. It just makes sense where you have enough space in the back seat, but you don't really have to use the back seat, which makes you have way much more space in the front seat. So you can kind of like get your seat to the angle, lean it all the way back and all that. When you're in a Porsche or when you're in something more compact, you don't really get that too much of a leg room, space room. This, very spacious. Tall people, small people, everybody could fit in the whip. And what I don't like I said, it's probably too hard to point out things that I don't like. I mean, to me, the exhaust could have just been more loud, but you know, you could put an aftermarket exhaust and that just upgraded. Just from stock things I probably don't like from stock, probably would have want the center cap to just be centered, the weighted cap, kind of like a Rolls Royce and stuff. There's not too much flaws I could point out on the outside. Overall, for a Bentley, there's not too much flaws I could point out for the design of the Bentley. But for this car specifically, you know, there's minor dinks and damages. Gold wrap kind of like puts a band-aid probably over the blemishes and stuff, but like even on the front hood, it's probably like a crack right there, but the way that the wrap is set on it, it kind of almost hides it until you push down on it, and then it reveals and get all the bubbles. But everything about the look of the car is just pretty much perfect for me. Just recently I reviewed the new Dodge Charger. It's a long old door. And I was saying that the doors were massive, but now that I finally got to be in a Bentley, see that these doors is massive. This is a big ass door. I don't know, but I think the Charger doors might be longer than this. It might be longer than this door. It really does just stand out. It's a big whip to stand out in. Driving is everything that they say it is. Nice, smooth, even for this year. The handling is smooth. I mean, you hear its age, especially for this car. This specific Bentley, they need to do some maintenance on it. It does this thing where when you're trying to rev out fast, the engine cuts power like that right there. I think that's a transmission problem. I'm not sure how to categorize that. It's like, so me doing the 0 to 60 is not going to be acceptable in this particular Bentley because of that issue right there. As soon as it does that, then It's like the car goes into limp mode. It feels like it just switches into neutral and the car won't go anymore. You'll get the revs, but it'll just slowly keep decelerating. So it'll just slowly keep slowing down. You can tap your foot on the gas however you want, but it's just gonna, basically the engine is just gonna cut out. Or it's just not gonna drive anymore. You will have all the revs, it'll just keep high revving as much as you put your feet on the gas, but then it'll just come to a stop, and then it's like it just really feels like you're in neutral. So I feel like that's a transmission thing. It just feels like you're in neutral, can't even drive no more. This would be my 0 to 60 spot, but like I said, we gotta skip it. You could slowly manage it to pick up speed, but when you try to floor it down, it's not gonna go. It's not gonna go at all. And it's sad because this is the V8 twin turbo one, so you could feel that it has a lot of power under the hood. Unfortunately, we won't be doing the 0 to 60 in this car because of that issue. Just back to the ride quality, drive. Like I said, you hear its age, but it still drives smooth. It's still everything they said a Bentley would be, or is. It just feels like that. The interior, like I was saying, it's outdated now to today's standards. This is a 2015, we in 2025. And the 10 years kind of show. You see it in the map, you see it in the reverse camera. And the angle of the reverse camera is just weird because it's set low. And you don't really get to see further, like a full spectrum of what's going on behind you. It's so low, it's just pointed towards the ground basically, and you can't, when you're reversing, it just looks weird versus, you know, things like today where you can see the whole background. The gold on this one definitely makes it stand out. People come up to the car, it's just like the gold wrap. On top of it being a Bentley, then you wrap it in gold. Now it's something exotic. It is exotic, but now it's just something extra now. Like this actually gets more look than the Cybertruck. The Cybertruck been out for a while too, but put this next to a Cybertruck, yeah, the Cybertruck got its distinct features. Everything look crazy on it, but then now you got a Bentley that's wrapped in gold next to a Cybertruck. It's like, and then we all know what the Bentley is capable of, and it's not a truck. I feel like I'm not in the perfect representation of a Bentley to give the best kind of like breakdown of what I really like about the Bentley. It's just this one, as soon as you get in the whip, start driving it, then it's like, you know, just another car. Bentleys are still great. I don't know if I still want a Bentley kind of like how I wanted in the past. Want it as a personal car. I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I still prefer an i8. I like i8s. i8s are what I care for as a super exotic car mixed with an electric. Probably make them faster, who knows. I wouldn't want the roadster one, not the drop top. Even for this Bentley, they have the GTC version, which I don't think it does it any favors. It's cool, you can make the Bentley a drop top, but this coupe is the classic for me, or my generation, or how I look at it. It's the classic legendary standard, and it's not too much of a complicated sports mode either. You just slap it into sport if you want to drive it in automatic, or you slap it over to the side, to the right, and you got the upshift to go up, downshift to go down. I think that's the standard way. I don't know, I get confused in cars when sometimes it be down to go up and up to go down and stuff like that. This one is down, and then the paddle shifters is. Other than that, man, really like this car. Really like this car. I feel like I got to the point of what I was trying to say for this car. You kind of You get the gist. Soon I'm gonna come through with some very fact detailing stuff, but I just feel there's so much information on this car. A lot of reviews, kind of like I watched a couple of reviews just to see what I was getting into inside of this car. I know it's not the W12, so I was seeing is there a distinct difference between the W12 and the V8, and what's on the inside. You know, the lift, the his and hers armrest, pretty cool. Glove box. The interior is nice. The wood interior, that looks exactly how you would see it on the camera, and you see it in person. It looks just nice and classic, just like that. But like I said, the 10 years is kind of like showing its age. It does look classic, but it's starting to look probably like how when this came out and the older Bentleys was, you know, getting outdated. Kind of looks like that. And wouldn't even really think of it for modern times. You wouldn't really think that a modern car would start to look its age on the exterior and the interior. But yeah, man, I like Bentleys.